Hello and welcome. Have you ever wondered what life was like thousands of years before the pyramids were even a blueprint? What if I told you that, in modern-day Turkey, a revolution was underway that would change the course of human history forever? Today, we're journeying back in time, not just a few centuries, but over 8,000 years, to explore the lost civilizations of ancient Anatolia. We'll uncover the secrets of the world's first temple, walk through the streets of a massive Neolithic city, and piece together the story of how our ancestors went from wandering nomads to master builders. This isn't just a history lesson. It's a detective story written in stone, and the clues are waiting for us in the heart of Turkey. So, buckle up, because we're about to explore a world that has been buried for millennia. Let's start our journey at a site that completely rewrote history books, Göbekli Tepe. Imagine this. It's 12,000 years ago. The last ice age is just ending. Most humans are hunter-gatherers, living in small, mobile groups. They haven't invented pottery or agriculture yet. And in this environment, they build something extraordinary. Göbekli Tepe, which means Potbelly Hill in Turkish, is a collection of massive, circular structures built from enormous T-shaped stone pillars. Some of these pillars are over 18 feet tall and weigh up to 50 tons. How did people with only primitive tools quarry, transport, and erect these monumental stones? It's a mind-boggling question that archaeologists are still trying to answer. But it gets even stranger. These pillars are not just plain rocks. They're intricately carved with stunning reliefs of animals. We see foxes, lions, snakes, scorpions, and birds. These aren't just random decorations. Many experts believe these carvings represent a complex system of beliefs, a kind of mythology or cosmology that we are only beginning to understand. Göbekli Tepe wasn't a home or a fortress. It was a temple, a sacred gathering place. This discovery flips a long-held theory on its head. For decades, we thought that people first developed agriculture, settled down in villages, and only then had the time and resources to build complex religious structures. Göbekli Tepe suggests the opposite. Perhaps it was the drive to build and maintain. This sacred center that pushed people to innovate, to work together, and eventually to develop agriculture to feed the large workforce required. It's possible that the world's first temple sparked the world's first settled communities. After centuries of use, the entire site was deliberately and carefully buried, preserving it for us to find thousands of years later. Why? That remains one of its greatest mysteries. Now, let's fast forward a few thousand years to around 7,500 BC, or about 9,500 years ago. While Göbekli Tepe represents a spiritual awakening, our next stop, Çatalhöyük, shows us what happened next. This isn't just a small village. Çatalhöyük was a sprawling proto-city, one of the largest and most sophisticated settlements of its time, home to an estimated 8,000 people. Imagine a massive honeycomb of mud brick houses, all packed together with no streets or alleyways. So how did people get around? They walked on the rooftops. People entered their homes through holes in the ceiling, climbing down a ladder. This unique layout might have been for defense, community bonding, or both. It created an incredibly close-knit society where public and private life were literally intertwined. Inside these homes, archaeologists found something incredible. The interiors were vibrant and full of art. The walls were plastered and painted with stunning murals depicting hunting scenes, geometric patterns, and even a volcanic eruption, which some consider the world's first landscape painting or map. They didn't just live in their houses. They buried their dead beneath the floors. This practice suggests a powerful connection to ancestors, keeping them physically close to the family even after death. The people of Çatalhöyük were also skilled artisans. They made beautiful obsidian tools, intricate beadwork, and fascinating clay figurines. Many of these figurines depict full-figured women, leading some to believe they worshipped a mother goddess, celebrating fertility and life. What is remarkable about Çatalhöyük is the apparent lack of a central authority. There are no palaces for kings or temples for a ruling priest class. The houses are all relatively similar in size, suggesting a surprisingly egalitarian society. For over 2,000 years, this bustling community thrived peacefully, without evidence of warfare, before it was eventually abandoned. Çatalhöyük gives us a priceless snapshot of a complex, art-loving, and seemingly peaceful urban society from the dawn of civilization. The story of ancient Anatolia doesn't end there. The innovations that began at places like Göbekli Tepe and Çatalhöyük set the stage for wave after wave of civilizations. This region became a true cradle of culture. As communities grew, so did their interactions. Trade routes began to crisscross the landscape, carrying not just goods like obsidian and shells, but also ideas, technologies, and cultural practices. This melting pot of influences shaped what would come next. By the Bronze Age, Anatolia was home to powerful kingdoms and empires. Perhaps the most famous of these is the Hittite Empire, which emerged around 1650 BC. The Hittites were a formidable power in the ancient world, rivaling even the Egyptians. They were master ironworkers, which gave them a significant military advantage. They built massive fortified cities, like their capital, Hattusa, whose ruins you can still visit today. The Hittites are also famous for creating one of the earliest known peace treaties in history, the Treaty of Kadesh, signed with the Egyptian Pharaoh Ramesses II. But beyond their military might, they had a rich culture, absorbing and adapting traditions from the many peoples they ruled over. Their laws, their religion, and their art all show this incredible blend of influences. A legacy that can be traced all the way back to those early Neolithic settlers. The rise of the Hittites shows how the seeds planted thousands of years earlier at Çatalhöyük had grown into a complex, state-level society that would leave a permanent mark on world history. From hunter-gatherer shrines to sprawling empires, Anatolia was a non-stop engine of human progress. So what can we learn from these ancient secrets hidden in the Turkish soil? First, the story of human civilization is far more complex and surprising than we ever imagined. The people of ancient Anatolia weren't primitive cavemen. They were innovators, artists, engineers, and spiritual thinkers. They built structures that challenge our modern engineering capabilities and created societies that were, in some ways, remarkably peaceful and equitable. They show us that the drive to create, to connect, and to find meaning is a fundamental part of the human experience, stretching back to the very dawn of our settled lives. The murals of Çatalhöyük and the carved pillars of Göbekli Tepe are a direct line to our distant ancestors, speaking to us across the millennia. Second, This journey highlights the incredible cultural heritage of modern Turkey. This land has been a crossroads of civilizations for thousands of years, and that deep history is woven into the fabric of the country today. The legacy of the Neolithic settlers, the Hittites, the Greeks, the Romans, and countless others can still be seen and felt. When you visit Turkey, you're not just seeing one layer of history. You're peeling back countless layers, each one telling a fascinating part of our shared human story. These archaeological sites are not just piles of old stones. They are active research sites where new discoveries are constantly being made, continuing to reshape our understanding of the past. The journey into Anatolia's ancient world is far from over. New mysteries are waiting to be unearthed, promising to tell us even more about who we were and ultimately who we are. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey back in time. It's truly amazing to think about the lost worlds that lie just beneath our feet. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into the past. Let me know in the comments which ancient civilization you'd like to explore next. Until then, keep asking questions and keep exploring. See you next time